Really? They just gave it away for free.
Really? All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Planet Xbox episode 86. We are back. Let me turn off my Xbox. I wanted to change my dynamic background, but
they got the new ones.
yeah, I want the new Halo one. Welcome to Planet Xbox episode 86. Hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. That's the reason why we didn't have a show yesterday. In fact, I was just tired and I wanted to play Halo. And happy to be here today. So we're gonna, get the panel out the way. Ole Man Logan.
What is up, guys? Dude, we are 1 week away from
Yeah,
Halo
dude!
Infinite.
Halo.
Hey, what is up? Dude, from what I've been seeing from the previews and stuff, I am absolutely stoked. I'm still bummed that apparently we still gotta wait like 6 months for co-op campaign, but that, from what I'm hearing, I'm pretty amped for Halo Infinite. So yeah, I'm ready, man. 7 more days to go, and it is here.
Dude, got a theory. But let's get to NickBanks, who welcomed some other console into his library. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's good, man? What's going on to the chat? Happy holidays. Yeah, I got me a PS5 disc edition, But yeah, just been gaming on that for a little bit. I already beat The Last of Us 2. I never beat that, so I went on and got that PS Now, ridded some games. But yeah.
Okay.
How
about
dare
it.
you?
Shout out to the subscription services, thanks to PlayStation.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Chris Righteous, man. I'm happy you can make it.
Hey man, I appreciate that, man. Happy I can make it too, man. I like talking to you, my fellow Xbox brothers, my fellow gamers. Yeah, man, I'm still playing Game of the Year, Shin Megami Tensei 5. That's my Game of the Year. And what else I've been playing? Oh, Crosscode. Because I dropped that, but I picked it back up.
Oh, that's a good game.
Yeah, to complete it, and then I did Black Friday pickups. I got Judgment, brand new at GameStop for like $16. Or Lost Judgment. My bad, not Judgment. Lost Judgment, the sequel. And I got Catherine full body edition. And yeah, and then I picked up Death's Door too. But I probably won't get to Death's Door probably to like maybe the end of December, January.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's what I picked up for Black Friday. What do y'all pick up?
I didn't pick up anything. I didn't do any type of shopping. I need to actually though. So I got just a lot of things that I want. Like, look, Ole Man Logan got a whole ton of stuff there. A stack.
Yeah. My Black Friday of shame literally is sitting right here next to me on my desk.
Yeah.
This man bought the whole. He bought the whole Friday.
I bought the whole store.
Before we get into the chat, I just want to take this moment to say rest in peace to Demigod Reviews. He was we podcasted together during our old writer's block days. He was, obviously doing work for Level 1 Gaming. Dude's a hardcore gamer. I used to envy him beating me in achievement scores and his games beat list. I'm like, this dude just goes in. I can't. I give up. But man, shout out to Demi. This was a big shocker to me during it's been a big shocker to me during the week. I still can't believe that he's not with us, but he was a really, really good dude. It was cool to see the community, turn out for him. And there's a GoFundMe available for him. It's all over Twitter. I retweeted it. I donated, of course. And I'm just praying for his family. I actually recently watched a video he did because I know he was on a hiatus for a little bit, and that damn near brought me to tears. But it was just a tough loss on the community. But I want to say shout out to his family, and I pray that they meet that goal. I'm checking on it periodically, and I'm just honestly really at a loss for words. It was kind of hard to really do anything, but I do want to just give him his moment. So shout out to Demetrius Demigod Reviews.
Yeah, rest in peace, man.
Yeah, man, rest in peace. I said I never really spoke to him, but I knew who he was, and you know, he was he always seemed very positive and always you know, like a cool guy. You know, he wasn't on no console war stuff. So yeah, man, it's sad, man. Prayers to, you know, his family's condolences that they're able to heal and recover from this. And yeah, man, it's just like one of those eye opener things, man. It can happen to, you know, you never know when you're here. So you know, make sure you know, you hug your loved ones, tell them you love them. You know, get right with the Lord, and you know what I mean, and keep it going. Yeah, it's some sad stuff, man.
Yeah. So also no, we also, who's in our prayers is Optimus Code. I know he's going through some things. There's a GoFundMe for him. Praying for his recovery as well. Optimus Code, believe it or not, people don't probably won't believe me unless you interact with us. Optimus Code, big supporter of the show and of my channel. He's donated or you know, funded the super chat and all this stuff all the time. Always unnecessary big amount. So there was no way I was letting his you know, letting a GoFundMe on my timeline without, you know, paying him back, because he, you know, sent me things he even shouldn't have, and I know people. There's a lot of unnecessary stuff going on online. This is why I'm kind of watching what I'm saying and what I'm talking about when it comes to things on Twitter, because people, like I said, there's no the filter is gone, and I know a lot of people are like using this situation and bringing up just dumb stuff regarding it. And all I'm doing for this man is praying for him, because I know who he is, and I pray that he recovers, because it's not the same without him around and active and being himself. So I'm praying that he you know, pulls through and he recovers, and that his, you know, his family and everyone can, you know, recover from this. So it's just a lot of, you know, I don't know, some hurting going on in a community, and we got to shed some positive light and do what we can while we're here. So shout out to Optimus Code, if you're watching, to his family, and I pray that, you know, they hit those goals, and that his family's taken care of, and that he, you know, recover, because, you know, we'd love to see him and hear from him again. All right, let's get the show going. I'm gonna promise not to hold you guys too long. There's just a couple things that happened. So everybody has gone, and let me address something. There's a screen at the bottom right, depending on who's watching. That screen is available for Addict if he shows up, or anyone who wants to join in this podcast. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so come on in, Kenta Wilson.
Spots.
I'm not opening it up for like a whole army. I just want to fill that one spot because it's bothering me.
Come on in, Kenta Wilson. Kenta Wilson, come on in, Kenta. I want to talk to you.
So, all right, man. All right. So there's a lot of talk going on. What do you guys want to tackle first? We want to talk about this Xbox Series S beating a smack out of the PlayStation 5 on Black Friday, or are we going to talk about Halo? I got a lot to say about both, but
nobody beat this nigga out of nothing because there was nobody there.
I need some guidance.
Let's tackle the Series S. I think that's impressive.
Okay, so reports came out that the Xbox Series S. The first reports came out that the Series S was the most popular item on Black Friday. I didn't know what that means, so I didn't really care. I was like, okay, so people are Google searching Xbox Series S on Black Friday. That's what I thought that meant. And then later reports came out that it was the hottest selling of the item, and it beat all consoles, which included Series X, PS5, Nintendo Switch OLED. And then you're like, oh, that's really impressive. Now, I know people are making a big deal about it. The only thing is about what I'll say about it is about the Black Friday winner. Believe it or not, Xbox has won plenty of Black Fridays and actually didn't win the NPD for the month.
Yep, thank you. I was gonna bring that up too.
I've never like it's cool for the weekend, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really like matter like that. But I do want to address a couple of things because when this report first came out, and people was running towards it, the first thing I saw a lot of people run to was that this only happened because the PS5 and the Series X wasn't available, so it was the only thing left to buy. And I don't understand how that works. So, and the reason why I ask that, I say that is because I've gone to stores looking for a particular item. Like I've went headset shopping. Before I went to, I bring up the case. I went to Walmart looking for a particular headset, and they didn't have it. The thing is, I never settled on any other headset that they had. I just I ended up going to GameStop and finding the headset that I wanted. So I'm like, why? How would that translate to everybody that bought an Xbox Series S on Black Friday? Parents, actual people. How would that translate to them originally wanting a PS5 or a Series X? And since that wasn't there, they decided, well, I'm going to settle for an Xbox Series S. Like that just doesn't make sense. Because if that's the case, they could have bought an Xbox Series S any other day. Why did it have to, why wasn't that the case for all the other times the Xbox Series S were available when the PS5 and the Series X wasn't? I mean, because there's those, those usual guys who decide to take pictures of stocks, of who's in stock. They take pictures, and if it's in stock, they want to prove that nobody wants it because it's actually available for sale. So that's where I'm confused. Like, how is that a correlation? Well, if the PS5 is not available, I'm gonna buy a Series S and I'm gonna be happy with that. Because my thing is like, I'm not gonna just buy something because something else I wanted wasn't there. You gotta have some sort of demand, so you have to actually want it to buy it. Like that doesn't make sense to me. But I'll let everybody else tackle this. Logan.
Well, go ahead, Logan.
Yeah. Well, for me, I kind of it's the Series S. I own one. I got mine in August, and I actually really much enjoy it. As I have it for our living room and stuff, and I play a lot of games that I'm just there on the couch and whatnot. And then I got my Series X here, and so for me, I think the Series S is a great system. So all these people just constantly hating on it and saying it's this garbage system and stuff. I don't agree with that, with any of those people that are saying it, because honestly, all the people that are saying it don't even own one.
Real quick, Logan, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Smooth, Doc Dark said he wanted to hop in for a second.
Oh, tell him DM me.
Yeah. All right.
And so when I saw, the Series S became, the big system seller for Black Friday and stuff, and then people were like, well, it was the only system that was available, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, even if it was the only system available, why is a system being available to someone to buy being turned into a negative? I was really confused by that. I was like, well, that's awesome. I mean, and like you said, Smooth, if there's something that I want to buy and it's not available, I'm not just going to go pick this thing instead. It's with headsets. I'm not gonna be like, oh well, I can't. I mean, you can order stuff on. You're talking about a whole entire video game console. If you're wanting a PlayStation 5 or a Series X and you really want that stuff, you're not gonna just go buy a Series S. There's a demand for it, whether it be parents that see the value with the Series S, pairing it with Game Pass for their kids. People just wanting a secondary console. They already have a Series X. Or even a PlayStation 5. Honestly, I think if you're a big PlayStation dude and you are not very much invested into the Xbox, system and stuff, the Series S I think is perfect for you, because you get, the fast load, the quick resume. You get a lot of the next gen features essentially that the Series X provide. You just don't get a lot more of the beefy hardware. But if you just want, a system that can play the newest Fable and you don't want to dump $500 into a console, the Series S I think is great. So I think a lot of people saw that and they're available in the stores, so people kind of picked them up. People making the Series S selling big for Black Friday a negative is just, I think, weird. Like I don't get that. Like
It was people were making it. Who's making it into a negative?
Well, people were laughing at the fact that it's a failure because it was available.
No. I think some people were. No, I think some people were like some of the Xbox fanboys were jumping on the whole thing as like, oh, like the tides are turning and it's done for PlayStation type of shit, right? And so people, I think, this from what I saw, I don't know. I don't really be paying attention to a lot of shit on Twitter no more, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I just talk about games, but and then people were just saying it's like, nah, well, like you got to pipe down because there was really nothing as far as like the availability. There was way less availability of PS5, Series X, and even the OLED had less availability because the Series S was still like being sold like you can still find it. Like right now, like I'm on GameStop and Newegg, and I could buy a Series S right now for $299.
Buy one.
Yeah.
Well, I'll buy a Series X. I'll buy X when Fable comes out.
Nah, man. Get that joint now.
I don't want it now, Papa. Come on, don't do that. I'm good. I'm good.
Go that Halo with us, bro.
Yeah.
I'm good with what I got now, bro. And that's not me hating. I'm just like that's just honestly where my head is at, So
Dark Doc, you had a shout out to Dark Doc. Welcome to back to the podcast, Dark Doc.
What up, bro?
You had a video actually I watched this morning. Yeah, I watched it this morning on my way to work. Almost got to an accident scrolling up there. Click your video. So, your thoughts on this because you had an interesting take on this as it was opening up and whatnot.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for letting me on. Shout out to the panel. What's up, chat? For me, it's I really wanted to hop on to really ask you guys a question, but I'll let you know how I feel about this. I understand the availability thing. Now, I heard what you said at the beginning, Smooth, how you go to the store to buy something and they don't have it, you don't just settle for something less. And you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But there is some times where, let's say you're hungry and the only thing around is a Taco Bell, and you might be a McDonald's person, but the only thing around is a Taco Bell. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially and I get the whole parents trying to buy something for the kids and stuff like that. But regardless, somebody else left a comment on one of my channels talking about no one that's part of the PlayStation ecosystem is going to jump into the Microsoft ecosystem and is going to be willing to just lose their trophies and all that other stuff and their and their friends and all that other stuff. So that was also interesting as well. So yes, I believe people that bought the Series S wanted the Series S on Black Friday. I just don't know if the Xbox Series X and the PS5 were also available, if it still would have sold as well. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. With that being said, the question that I had for you guys, and then I'll head out, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, okay? I'm new to this Xbox generation. I didn't have a 360. I only had an Xbox One S, and I only played a few games. I'm really trying to understand, and I've heard it from the PlayStation-centric people, so I want to hear it from you guys. What did Microsoft or Xbox do last generation that was so bad that people want to hate on it? They can't give Microsoft props for anything. Like, that's just the way it seems. Like, they just can't give Microsoft props for anything. So I really want to know what happened last gen that Xbox did so bad, and where does that hate come from? And then for you guys, what made you guys stick with Microsoft and still believe in them? You know what I mean?
I mean, for me, I think Xbox got the last generation the brunt of the flack that everybody kind of gave it right at the launch, like right at the E3 when they showed off the Xbox One X, right? Or yeah, not the Xbox One X, but the Xbox One, where it was the E3. It was all about TV and TV this, and nothing was about games. And then they had the DRM where you had to be always online. And I think a lot of that stuff leading up to the launch of the Xbox One left a big sour taste into people's minds. And then PlayStation had like the marketing that was like, well, look at us. You want to share a game with your friend? They got the video. oh, you don't have to have like this whole online, one-time code use with your friends or whatever. You want to share a game with your friend? Here's the game, and they pass it off to them. And so PlayStation had a lot of that marketing that was like more of, they were on the side of like the consumer and the user, and they were about games. And then Xbox put out this whole thing that they were not about the consumer. They weren't really about the games. They were trying to force, connect onto you and stuff like that. And I honestly believe that from that moment, Xbox has been working tirelessly to recover from that. I mean, you still hear people talk about that E3 press conference, because it was a terrible E3 conference. Like, I remember watching, I was like pumped. I was like, dude, I'm so excited for the next Xbox system. And then it was just sports, TV, sports. Like, I'm like, where the hell is the games at? And then after that, it was, the Don Matrick was absolutely terrible fit for Xbox, because he's like, well, if you want something that's not online, buy the Xbox 360. And like, I think that was a huge blow, because that showed, consumers that Xbox didn't care about the people that didn't have, online, because I mean, you think, what, 2013, still our internet infrastructure, at least in America, is not the best. When you look across the country, still some people have a hard time getting good connection to internet and fast speeds and stuff like that. So I think Xbox is still recovering from that. Me personally, the reason why I've stuck is, I mean, I love the platform. I love, I've invested a lot of time, a lot of effort. It's where a lot of my friends play. If it, like I talked before, if it wasn't for Xbox, I wouldn't have met my wife and played games with her. And so like, that's just kind of why, like, the journey through the Xbox One like era, even though it had its very, very lows, big lows, I just stuck with the platform. It's just, Xbox has always been like a home to me. Like, even though I love gaming, I play all the systems and stuff, Xbox has just been that home, that comfort for me. So it's just kind of why I've always like stuck with it.
I can answer it a different way. Well, same way actually. Like, old man was kind of right, but during the 360 days, I noticed that Xbox was a more diverse when it came to developers. They supported, and they had their own independent section for games. A lot of games that we see now, like No Man's Sky from Hello Games, a lot of these developers came from the Xbox Live Arcade. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, once the Xbox One generation, once they, like, the way Don Matrick and them came in and doubled down on the Kinect, and they even embedded it into the system, which was, kind of like the thorn. You know what I mean? And they had a lot of policies that went against the, independent developers. So they kind of, like, in the beginning of the PlayStation generation, that's who had the developers on that, working on that side of it, and that's the industry tend to go to where the independent developers go. And we can see that now, like the whole media thing and everything. So that whole hating thing, that's where that comes from. That just come with the territory of media. But yeah, and I stuck with them because I just play games, man. But this is the first generation. Well, last generation was the first generation that I bought a PlayStation early in the generation, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm gonna address it this way, because I don't. Even though I get where everybody's coming from, I just totally disagree about the hate. The Xbox fumbled the bag. Yes, they did. But the thing is, here's what happened. You got to think about the timing and what was happening during the same time. And this is where Xbox messed up at the wrong time. Xbox fucked up at the time that social media became nearly essential. And so what happens is, when Xbox did that, sure, they got all the pushback, the TV, which happened, that was before E3. That was their first reveal. And people were giving them things about that. You don't know how many people got big and famous on YouTube for having a hot take on Xbox's fuck up, bro. So it became like this thing to do. When something happens and like everybody's like, oh, gotta get on. This is literally where it started. It started, especially in the gaming community. Something happens, it started in this dude, the views of Angry Joe, all this the weird interview Angry Joe had with Major Nelson. That shit got him hot. Like people forget like the shit. It's like Xbox fucked up, but people also forget all the stuff that was the problem with Xbox never made it into launch. The DRM system.
Damn, I didn't know that.
The DRM system, the Kinect no longer needed to be what was required. Even though it still came with the box, it never was required at the time in launch. It was a day one patch that patched those issues out. Also, they removed Kinect in June, 6 months after they removed it. You could buy an Xbox One for $400 without Kinect. It was a green.
But everybody was already confused, and there was a lot of shit.
But the thing is,
the damage at the E3 was basically
the damage was done.
Let me continue. The damage was done, but the damage control, the crisis response was already taking place. So, but the thing is, though, people were still living off that high. Like, okay, Xbox, bad Xbox, bad. Because if you think about it, the first 2 to 3 years in Xbox lifecycle, nobody was saying Xbox ain't got no games. You know who didn't have games? Who did we lose? We lose Chris. He got to hurry up and come back. All right. You know who didn't have games? It was the PlayStation 4. Xbox actually had games. Like the launch lineup was sick. Their first year was better than PlayStation's first year easily. So the thing is, Xbox actually had content and games early in the generation, but people at that time developed this disdain, and obviously society goes the way social media goes. Social media pretty much said Xbox bad, PlayStation good. All right, for good reason, whatever. So people just drove on that hype and that wave, and the problem is it just continued on. Even that Xbox got better and had their games, their backwards compatibility, all this stuff, the Xbox One, that got better and everything, but the hate for playing, at this point, you already got, now you got communities. Everybody's jumping on YouTube, Twitter. You got now a community that was breeded in 2013 for all of that, because everybody's watching YouTube and everything. Now you have this sort of like, I don't care what nobody say, the console war now is worse than what it has ever been. It's the worst it's ever. Really? Thanks to social media.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
So what happened was, so that's pretty much what happened now. So people now, you got these people who just don't care what Xbox does, good or bad. They're not buying an Xbox because now it's just a part of them. It's an identity thing. They're not buying Xbox, and it's the same other thing. Just people that ain't buying PlayStation. So why I stuck with Xbox, because my decision to stick with Xbox was when I turned on my Xbox 360 for the first time. I remember sitting in a party. I remember sitting in a party with my friend. I was like, hey, every Xbox from here on out, I'm buying day one. I've never experienced, because Xbox is big to me because I got into Xbox Live around the same time MySpace was big. So it was a social platform for gaming. So back then, PlayStation, like when I came off of PS2 and GameCube, when I was getting into 360, there was no online gaming or anything like that. So 360 was I was like, yo, I'm talking to my friend. I ain't got to use my track phone. And like, we're staying up all night just playing games. So it was just like it was like another platform in itself that I was at when I was at home. So I was like, you know what? And then we had the achievements, and I was just like, I get this for beating the game or playing the game. So that was big to me, because remember, I'm coming off GameCube and PS2. We didn't get rewarded for playing games. It just, it is what it is. Hope your memory card worked. Like, it's shit like that. Like I'm putting all my Tupac CDs on a hard drive and shit like that. It was different. It was just a different vibe. So when it came down for Xbox One, it was a no-brainer. They didn't have to show me the new Xbox coming out. Okay, I'm there. I watched that reveal. I was like, that's cool. That was cool. The features, it wasn't like I was excited about the features, but I knew it was going to be a fully featured thing. But at the back of my mind, I know it's an Xbox. I know it's going to play games. Like, so when E3 came around, this is what people forget. E3 came around. Xbox showed nothing but games. Quantum Break was shown for the first time. That shit looked epic. Titanfall was shown for the first time. You got Dead Rise, Southern Rome. All these, I'm like, woo! Day one. Reserve that shit on my. How did I reserve that shit? I reserved the Xbox One, I believe.
Yo, you got me. I want to reserve an Xbox One. I want to go back in time. Goddamn it! I want to go back in time.
I reserved my Xbox One on my Xbox 360. That's how hyped I was, because they had it on the freaking the dashboard. I said, boom, reserve like that. So. And that's why, so by default, I was going to stick with it. And now there's also this thing about perception, right? Because you had the people that hated the Xbox because, you know, they were groomed to hate the Xbox due to the social media. But then after a while, PlayStation did do its thing during the second half of its lifetime with all their games. And they were doing all their things when Xbox couldn't produce as much. It was getting very dry. Xbox had this powerful console out, but they didn't have no games to support it. So it was looking very, very anemic. So I can understand why PlayStation got fans and more sales and stuff. It makes sense because they were doing everything right as far as supporting their system, putting out exclusives and stuff. So no harm done. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'll tell you this right now. Even though prior to the Xbox One releasing, it was projected that the Xbox One would do better, PlayStation, we all knew the PS4 was gonna do better than what happened in the PS3. I don't think the PS4 was gonna lose that generation or anything like that. It should have been a lot closer than what it was. And it wasn't because how they fumbled out the gate. And I was like I said, it was the worst time to have something like that happen because social media, think about this, Dark Doc. How did Microsoft and Xbox survive the red ring of death? If social media was as big as it was today back then, 360 would not have survived. It would not have survived. It would not have survived that. So social media had a big impact, and nobody gives it credit from there. But go ahead.
Damn, I didn't want to derail the podcast. I know you had your own little title
no
set up and everything, but okay. I see Saltiest Gaming say he wanted to come in and answer the question as well.
And I said I still got to answer the question too.
Go ahead.
Hey, Chris.
No, I'm learning right now. I'm absorbing it all in. This is good.
I'm done.
So I was on a phone call, so I didn't get like half of what Smooth was saying, but I caught on when he said that
he had bars, bro. He had bars.
No. I know. I heard a lot of it. When he said that Xbox had a better exclusive launch lineup in the Xbox One than the PS4. I 100% agree with him. I felt the same. I felt the same way. And PlayStation, that's my primary platform of choice. But that was the reason why I got an Xbox, because they had Killer Instinct, right? Which I used to love Killer Instinct back in the day on the N64 and shit like that. I used to play that shit all the time. Dead Rising 3. Rise looked crazy. Like Rise looked next gen as shit when they first showed that. And Titanfall looked crazy too. And the Tomb Raider come out that year, Smooth? The exclusive one?
No,
the
came out.
It was okay. But they even had announced that like the next Tomb Raider was going to be exclusive and shit like that, right? Mm-hmm. Then on the PlayStation you had Knack, you had Killzone, right? Which I'm not really a big fan of Killzone. And Knack, Knack at that time I'm just closed-minded at that time for that type of game. And Infamous was the one that looked pretty cool. But I remember because I used to chop it up with Zaire like on the Skype calls, like. I only talked to him a few times, but we used to go back and forth and whatnot, and I used to tell him, I was like, yo, because I've been gaming for a long time, and I pay attention, and I know what PlayStation does, and I was telling them back then, I was like, yeah, PlayStation's lineup may be or sparse, right? That's the word, sparse. Right now, y'all calling it the indie station, and they don't have no games and shit like that. Like all that narrative was going on PlayStation. I was like, but watch. I told him, I was like, in about 2 years, they're gonna start dropping bombs, and then this is gonna be bomb after bomb after bomb after bomb, and they're just gonna completely dominate. And that's exactly what they did. Meanwhile, on the Xbox side, everybody's right. Like the whole, DRM, TV sports, that really put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, and it was just a negative perception. But what happened in the Xbox One generation? Because I sold my Xbox in the middle of 2014 and got a PC because everybody was talking about how great PC is, and I wanted to experience full 1080p 60 at that time. This was back in 2013, right? Yeah. 780 Ti was out. That's the first card that I got. That was the top of the line and shit like that. So
you still got that card, don't you?
Nah, I lost it in the fire, bro.
Damn.
Damn.
I lost my PC in the fire. No, I got rid of that car. I had like a 870 after that or some shit like that. So, but then what kept happening with Xbox all throughout the generations is the perceived quality of the games that they were putting out, right? Because I didn't play a lot of them because I sold my Xbox, so I didn't get an Xbox. But the perceived quality of those games when you were getting 69s, 60s,
Yeah.
school would tell you it was like, Crackdown was supposed to be the biggest thing, and then that just completely flopped. Recore, they were hyping that shit up, that completely flopped. Quantum Break, flopped as far as sales or whatever or some shit like that. And then it was just like after that,
I
it was
actually
just like
liked Quantum Break.
it was like a lot of
Yeah,
people
I
said
like
it's good.
Quantum Break, bro.
And then a lot of people said, or no, so there was just
You
always
might
like
would have liked it though. There's a
this
couple
dark
games
cloud. There was always this dark cloud over Xbox head every time they would get bad critical reception when it comes to the games and shit like that.
Yeah.
So for me personally, it's just like I know the type of games that I like, and PlayStation really provides me with a lot of those things. I like a lot of Japanese games. That's not the only thing I play, but I play a lot of Japanese games, JRPGs and stuff like that. And then there's like 4 or 5 games that JRPGs that came out this year on PlayStation, Switch, and PC, but they didn't come on the Xbox. So and then when I'm looking at Game Pass, it's a cool service for the people who like the games that are in there. But
Yeah.
I'm looking at a lot of those games and be like, most of those games don't really interest me. I like certain type of games, and I'm very peculiar with the type of games that I like to spend my time with.
Yeah.
So to me, PlayStation provides that with me. Now, if it doesn't provide that for anybody else, that's fine. I'm not a salesperson for PlayStation, though. That's not my issue. You don't buy a PlayStation, cool. I don't care. Don't buy it. PlayStation sucks. Cool. It's trash. Stick with Xbox. I don't really care for other people's opinions because I know what I like with the games. And from like Microsoft, they have some games in the future that I am interested in, like Fable. I really enjoy Fable 1 and 2.
Okay. Yeah.
I gotta see what Starfield is, and we could talk about that too because they put out new info for Starfield, and they say it's gonna be more grounded, right? So to me, that means the gameplay is gonna be slow, which is fine. We still gotta see how they pull it off, right? I think it's gonna be like more No Man's Sky-ish, but
He'll say
when
that the gameplay gonna be slow.
It is. They say it's gonna be more grounded than their other games. So, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be bad.
That's not what grounded means. Slower gameplay.
No, but trust me,
Like,
I know
that's a
Bethesda.
reach.
I know Bethesda is watch. We
So-
could bet on that. But that's fine. But I'm looking forward to Avowed and shit like that, right? Like so some of the RPGs because that's what I originally got the OG Xbox for. The original Xbox One, I got it for Knights of the Old Republic, Morrowind. Jade Empire, Doom 3 and shit like that. Like a lot of these Bethesda style games, which is why when they purchased Bethesda, you can ask everybody in here. I gave them mad props for that. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's what they need because they need that unique identity from their exclusive and Bethesda. They produce specific style of games, especially like in the first person genre and shit like that, and Western RPGs. So I'm like, fuck yeah, that's what Xbox needs. So we'll see what they do from here. I am gonna get a Series X eventually. I just don't know when this generation. But as of right now, they're not really offering a lot of value for the type of games that I like to play.
Damn, that's fair, Chris. You actually don't sound like a hater. You actually sound like legit in what you're trying to say. Okay.
I've owned every Xbox except the Xbox
Chris ain't a
One
hater.
X.
He just associated with a bunch of haters.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, he got too many haters. Hey, watch out who you hang out with. Watch out who you hang out with. That's exactly what
We got Saltiest Game. I think this is the first time I've ever had him on playing Xbox. He's here because he wants to answer your question. This
Nah, this ain't the first time.
Is this not? Or you had him in the podcast?
I think I was on there. Do I sound all right?
You sound like you're on Saltiest podcast right now.
Yeah,
All right,
I
so-
appreciate it, Saltiest.
Yeah, all right. So I don't know if people know my history. Maybe they do, or maybe they don't. But I was Xbox doing Xbox content all the way up till 2019. And I bought the original Xbox with Halo back in the day. So I was ride and die with Xbox for the longest time. And it was pretty much like I went Nintendo, Xbox, and I was a one console dude, you know what I'm saying? So that was my fault for limiting myself that way because right now I own all the consoles or whatever. But my story, why I went the extreme, it's kind of like a sporting franchise or any kind of passion that you dig into. that you invest your time and money and in life or whatever, if it's a passion or it's a hobby. Like with Xbox, I was invested 100%, right? Because it's the only console I owned. And then it got to a point because the beginning of the generation, I remember standing in line at Best Buy in the rain with my homie, you know, getting the black box and the day one edition. And they had the games to back up. You know, the games ultimately is why you stay in the ecosystem for the good or the bad. So they had Titanfall, they had, you know, they had the games. You guys have talked about that. So, you know, later in the generation, as it progressed, I kept hearing excuses, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it started with the Xbox One X because I bought that, and then we got PUBG at like 15 frames, and they canned all those studios and those games, right? I think it was Scalebound. That was one of the big games that I was looking forward to. That gets canned, and I'm still staying with them, you know what I'm saying? They're still promising games and all this other stuff, and then it just it started getting worse and worse, and then we kept hearing the same thing from Phil Spencer. So like we got like games like Recore. I couldn't even finish that game. First of all, Quantum Break was okay, but like as you progressed into that period where, you know, there's rumors out there that, you know, there was issues, like they were on the brink before Game Pass, whether or not they were going to continue or not, whether that's true or whatever. The fact still remains that there was just no games. First party wise, Cuphead came out. I think that was pretty good. I think what kind of sealed the deal for me, because it was 2018. So that's the year God of War comes out, Spider-Man comes out. I've never bought a PlayStation console, and I've seen the greatness on the other side, and I'm like, I'm starving on the Xbox side. I was like, dude, like, what is this shit, right? And then 2019 Crackdown 3 came out. I was like, oh my God, dude. And I played the multiplayer. It just was a colossal failure. And I think what it comes down to is, for me, for example, is I was so invested in Xbox and they didn't deliver like so badly that I was salty. I'm salty as gaming. I get salty, and that's what happened because I experienced all those good games that I didn't do. So like there's other content creators, you can call them flip-floppers or what. I was called a flip-flopper, right? Yeah. But I never had a PlayStation, you know. I didn't ever play those games. Like other people that had PlayStations and then they talk shit about PlayStation and they had it and then they said they started playing it. That's not me, man. I experienced it and I was like, I got salty against Xbox because they weren't delivering the goods. You know, I invested all this money into Xbox One X, $500 and this and that. And then we weren't getting they weren't delivering on the promises. So I got
a question, Salty.
Too far on the
Let him finish.
I went too far on the other side. Does it make sense? Like I took my hate out on social media. Like,
man, let me tell you, the fact that you're being honest about this, I appreciate that so much. You're being straight out saying that yes, you were salty, yes, you did come out there. Because for someone like me that doesn't fully understand, somebody put in the comments that I'm getting 8 years of freaking knowledge in 10 minutes. This is exactly how I feel listening to all these different perspectives. Sure. You got to understand, like for someone like me, Xbox right now is amazing because all these games that you guys got to play, I'm playing them now on Game Pass, and even though they're old games or whatever, I'm getting to experience them like crazy. So I'm having a ball over here, right? So so I never got disappointed. So I understand. So now you're making it sense why. What does it take, I guess, for them to remove the salt from you then, I guess?
All right. So number one, it was just delivering on promises. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like they were never going to deliver on the shit that they were saying because I heard Phil Spencer over and over and over. I was hearing these things and then I'm not sure what clicked for me. I think it's just Game Pass took it up to a different level for me because as like an addition to what I have on the PlayStation side. So like if you have a PlayStation 5 and then you have an Xbox, they go perfectly together at 1-to-1. You know what I'm saying? That I like indie games, so they have a lot of indie games there. And then, you know, the reason why I bought my Xbox Series X console is because of my kid. We were in a game share. I said that, but also because Forza Horizon 5 looked hella good. And I'm a big Halo guy, and I had hope for Halo, you know, and Halo Infinite, the multiplayer is delivered. So I feel like they're kind of, you know, they're turning the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really. It's like, how could you just consistently talk shit over stuff like when people deliver. That's kind of what happens. You like there's haters and stuff like that, but eventually if you deliver, they can't really say much because they'll look like idiots per se. So that's the long and short of it. I think it's just I was salty. I took it out on them. I regret going that far into it because I made a lot of enemies that way. So I've definitely pulled off.
Made enemies hate on Xbox.
For sure.
Now I feel like you get hate.
I believe it. I believe
I
it.
feel like you get hate when you say anything positive about Xbox now, Salty.
That too.
No,
That's
it's true. It's true. I mean, it's a weird scenario
tribalism.
because to be honest, it's a big tribalism thing, and that's a society thing. But
You're just
it's
being
even
real with
like-
yourself, man. You're just being real with yourself. Like if you
with
if
sports,
you rock
sport,
go ahead.
yeah, I mean, it's just people want to have that identity that the tribe. It's tribe nature. It's human nature. Because like if you go back in history, it's always been like that. So like I like video games, and I've told people if I make content on YouTube, the way the algorithm works, I'd love to. One day talk about Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo and shit, but that just doesn't work on with YouTube. You got to pick a lane, you know what I'm saying? So I was upset and I was like, fuck Xbox. And then I started doing PlayStation, but I can't just, I almost killed my channel that way, by the way. People think I did it for views. Like you're literally taking your channel that you're doing content for. It'd be like Fox News doing Fox News shit.
And
then all of a sudden saying, hey, we're CNN. How many people will watch your shit, right? Nobody cares, right?
It's like a
so
restart.
people are like,
in a
Yeah,
video
it is,
show.
yeah.
I can see where that happens.
So-
I'm sorry, dude.
it's just so people see it from the outside and they see Twitter and they see this and that, and it's just it's all bullshit, man. Because at the end of the day, it's just video games. We all like them.
Yeah.
And then the method of playing those games, we have a preference or a preferred platform that serves us. Like if you like Game Pass, Xbox does it for you. And like I said, they serve different audiences. I feel like Xbox has a market,
that's facts.
and I think PlayStation has a market, and I think Nintendo has a market, and they're all doing their thing, you know?
You said something that was very true. You said that they work together well. I believe that this generation, Microsoft was almost like, you know what? We can coincide with the PlayStation 5. As a matter of fact, if you got a PC, you can play our games. As a matter of fact, if you want to play them on your Xbox One, you could go ahead and play them on your Xbox One. As a matter of fact, if you want to play them on Series S, here you go. Just play our games. It's okay. Put it next to the PS5. Like, it's almost like they don't want to replace the PS5. It's almost like they want to coincide with it. But slowly but surely, it's almost like a Trojan horse. It's like that ecosystem is taking over. Because once you jump into this Microsoft ecosystem, man, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy.
Yeah. And a lot of the things that people said would never happen are happening, you know. I remember a couple years ago, people were saying that, you know, PlayStation games would never go to PC, and now they're there. And crossplay, for example, if we would have went like 3 years ago and said, hey, crossplay is going to be a thing where you can play with your friends on PlayStation and Xbox and even Nintendo for some of the games, people would have called you crazy. So things change quick.
Yeah.
I think it's just, it all comes down, it funnels down to this. Like I said, Fox News, CNN's the perfect example because you have your target demographic, and unfortunately, those audiences have those it's like poles, right? Yeah. So if you step outside one or another, you're going to get hate from both sides. That's all I can explain it. That's the way it goes. So if your audience is one way or another, then you're going to get blowback from both sides, but that's okay. But that's the long and short of it. I think a lot of people were just upset with the way the games were coming out, you know, the Scalebounds, the this and that, and the stuff. So they've invested, they bought studios, they have Game Pass. So the people that are still hating, I think they just hate Xbox. So I don't think that will ever change.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Yo, yeah. Shout out to Dark Doc for being the pseudo host of Planet Xbox.
No, my bad.
I'm gonna bounce out and listen to you guys, but I just wanted to, you know, give my piece there. So.
All right, good.
All right.
I knew I would get good answers here, man. That's why I hopped on and asked if I could ask the question, man. I think that's everybody, though, right?
Yeah. As far as that question goes.
Yeah, that's dope.
But yeah, shout out to Salty for coming through and giving his spells an interesting story. And there's a lot of many valid points that everyone made. But like I said, I saw it one direction because as a gamer, the thing is like, Doc, I know how it feels finding a community and not knowing that this whole thing exists, right? That was me in
facts.
That was me in 2013, 2014. It was like I thought like it was just a million to me excited that a new Xbox was coming out, right? And then when I got on Twitter and YouTube, I'm looking on stuff, I'm like, what everybody mad about? Like, and so I didn't understand what people were mad about. I was just like, yo, it's next generation console. It's been a long time. 360 and PS3 been out a hot minute. Like, so it was different, dude. It was very different. So you find out there's this community, and you got to think about, remember how essential right now Twitter and YouTube is today. Something goes wrong with somebody. If there's a perception, right, that like let's say PlayStation could do something, and it goes viral and everybody's talking about it, it's a part of history that lives, that pretty much that's a part of you. And so right now, like I said, a console war has never been as bad as it was before, because right now we have tribalism. This didn't exist in 2005 and 2006. Sure, there are people that like Xbox or PlayStation better, or Nintendo, but it wasn't this bad. If you took this energy and put it back then, people would be getting shot and fighting over consoles. That's how bad it is. But the thing is, we're protected because of all these keyboards and online and stuff. There's no filter, but we're not in each other's faces. Because I remember I've had, like, in high school, you know what I mean? I remember bringing my 360 into school, showing people off lunch, standing it up, like, look at it, I got the new 360 and shit. And there's people that was like, I'm not feeling 360, I'm waiting on a PS3. But we never had, like, arguments about it. It was no real beef. It was just like, it is what it is, you know? But yeah, man, it's just, that's like Saucy said, some people do just hate Xbox and some people do just hate PlayStation. And I think that only happened within the last 8 years. Is people generated level of hate, and it's a dangerous level of hate, because it's not just hate to the console, it's hate to the brand, it's hate to anybody who associated with the brand, whether it be VPs, executive, to fans. And so and then you have the situation where you got beef with all these people for the simple fact
a lot of lies and misinformation and shit like that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I gotta play it safe, because I do troll a lot. Like, I do play into the console wars and stuff, but sometimes people take it too far. So
like every now and again, I don't do it a lot, but every now and again I'll take a little shots or whatever.
It's fun.
But I don't really take it too serious. Like, I took a shot at the Game Pass list today or some shit like that. What was that guy who he had that game? He was like, "Oh shit, Microsoft is killing with the Game Pass," and I looked at that shit and was like, "Man, this shit look trash, man."
It probably was Miles when he posted the Miles Down PA. Shout out to Miles Down PA. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this to say this, and I mean, Xbox has been always been I can't say always, because prior to Xbox, everybody I feel like who was on the 360 was originally on PS2 or something, or maybe Sega or something like that. My consoles prior to Xbox adopting me was PS2 and GameCube. But the thing is, back then I wasn't a gamer. I gamed on those platforms for particular reasons. For PlayStation, it was because of SmackDown. I was a big wrestling fan, and PlayStation had the best wrestling games since No Mercy and WrestleMania.
I was about to say, No Mercy's fire. Hold on now. WrestleMania 2000's fire.
Nintendo 64 era, they had the best wrestling games. No doubt. There was no...
Oh, the THQ? Was it THQ that made those games?
Yeah, THQ also did all the SmackDowns and stuff too, but it's just that, the thing is that when I got from Nintendo 64 and it was time for the PS2, like, my friend showed me, like, SmackDown, and it looked drastically better than the blockheads you got on No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000. Like, yo, I got to get that. So I begged my mom for a PS2. She got me SmackDown, just bring it, and it's been a wrap from there. Like, I would buy SmackDown annually, and then I would experiment with games like The Getaway and fucking Ratchet and Clank and the NBA Street Series and stuff like that. And then it wasn't until, and I'm gonna be honest with you, and of course I had like the Nintendo GameCube, but I didn't consider myself a gamer until 360 came, because that's when I was introduced to online gaming and start dabbling in different types of games, playing types of games I never played before. Like,
Got it.
and that's like, all right, I'm like, okay, this is what it means to be a gamer. Like my GameStop manager, I used to work at GameStop part time. He took me under his wing. He showed me, it's like, say, Xbox used to have a voting system on Xbox Live where I could, if I play with you, I could rate you. I give you 3 stars, I give you 2 stars, I give you 5 stars, and that rating determined whether it affected your pairing. If people see, oh, I don't want to play with him, he got 3 stars. But if you had 5 stars, you know what I mean? It was shit like that.
Oh, damn.
And I don't know why it's not like that anymore, but
No, I'm trash. They can't do that to me. I won't play with nobody. Hold on now.
yeah, dude, like it was just a different scenario. And I remember my first experience. So Halo 3 was my first Halo as far as me owning a Halo. Halo, obviously I had experience, but it was couch multiplayer, couch co-op with Halo 1 and Halo 2. So when it was time for me, I was like, all right, I was a part of the Halo 3 lunch at the mall, midnight lunch, wrapped around the whole GameStop in the food court. Got my Halo 3, right? I'm playing campaign. My friend was like, why you playing? He's like, get online and see how the multiplayer is. I was like, I get online, right? Everybody shooting, and I'm dying and shit like that. And I'm like, man, I don't want to play this shit. I'm sick of dying. So my first appearance, I just remember the first thing I did, and it made me change how I play the game, right?
That's fire.
My whole team spawned in. I remember this. I forgot what map. It was an interior map. And we all spawned with rocket launchers, right? 4 of my team members are in front of me. The first thing I did was aim the rocket launcher at the ground in front of them, killed the whole entire team. And I don't know. I found that shit so hysterical. I was hollering with the headset, laughing my ass off. They thought it was an accident, so they just let it pass, right? We all spawned again. I did the shit again, yo. I laughed so fucking hard. And then when they kicked me out of the game, I was freaking gone. My friend was like, why are you doing that? You fucking up your reputation. He was like, you gotta learn how to play it. But it did ever since then, and I got better and stuff like that. Did I start playing seriously? But that was like my first real appearance of like competitive multiplayer. Like, cause I think I was the only person playing Perfect Dark Zero online. And Perfect Dark Zero had one of the best onlines, and I don't think any other game has implemented it. Perfect Dark, right?
Really?
Perfect Dark Zero, the multiplayer, it's scaled with you. So if the size of the map changed based on how many players was on the map. So what happened was if it was 4v4, the map was a certain size. But if it was like 8v8 or 12v12, the map grew until it got to but it would be the same map. It just grew depending on how the player count. I don't think that's ever been done in the game before. I don't think it's been done since then. But people don't know that because a lot of people didn't play Perfect Dark Zero. I thought Perfect Dark Zero was one of my favorite games as a launch title. But I'm sorry to bring it back to the history, but I envy you a lot, and Lord, I shouldn't envy nobody, but
Yeah.
The reason why I say that is because you get to turn on your Xbox, and anybody who gets to turn on the Xbox for the first time can just go back and just play a whole library game. And you can literally binge games for weeks and then feel like, what are they talking about? Xbox has no games? You get to have that moment. And not only
Smooth. That's exactly how I feel. I'm like, why did people say it got no games? There's so many games.
And so not only do you get that moment now that you got these Series X, you get to go back and play the games like the 360 Xbox, and now you get to play them better. Now you're getting remastered versions of these games. And it's like, wow, where I got like, all right, I'm gonna try to play this again, but damn, it's nothing gonna be like playing it for the first time. And so I get to watch you play them for the first time and enjoy them for the first time. Like, oh, this is a new experience, and I'm like, damn it.
Yep. That's facts. Oh man, this was awesome, man. I really appreciate you guys letting me hop on, man. I didn't want to take too much of you guys' time. This was freaking awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and head on out, but
all right, man,
I'm leaving with a smile. I'm gonna keep watching you guys, man. This was good. I appreciate everyone's perspective. Thank you, Smooth. You guys have a good one.
Man. Shout out to Doc Dark.
All right, bro.
Doc Dark, or is it Doc Dark? Doc
Dark.
Doc Dark. Yeah. Them D's, man,
right,
messing
guys.
me up. Peace, man.
Peace out.
All right, let's talk about Halo Infinite. Now, we played together over the holiday, right?
Yeah, we played Thursday.
Me, you, and your old lady, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, it was fun.
All right.
I don't know. Smooth fine. I think it's
bro. I figured out my problem, dude. I figured out my problem.
You getting better at
this man was sounding. Listen. You remember the wild thornberries, right?
Yeah.
You remember Donnie? Donnie.
He keeps calling me that.
Smooth was just he was sounding like Donnie from Wild Thornberrys for about 3
I
hours
know what you're
straight.
talking about. I know what the noise smooth does. I know exactly the
Yeah.
noise you're talking about.
Donnie from Wild Thornberrys. Oh.
All right, I'm gonna try to find some good gameplay where I knew I was like doing at least decent. For some reason, maybe this one would work. But so okay, your thoughts so far on Halo Infinite? What's your experience? What's your thoughts on the progression and its monetization?
Who's going first? You want me to go first?
Whoever play Nick, have you been Nick be ducking though? He be wanting to do that bullshit.
Nick, you there?
Yo, yeah, I was waiting to ask Salty that question, but I never got a chance. But anyway, yeah, hell yeah. I'm familiar with battle passes, so all these people talking about they want everything within like a couple of hours. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you play a lot of Apex, right? You play that.
Yeah, and I see the difference. The only really different, well, they fixed a few things, but
Just tell
like
me
in
about your
Apex,
experience, man. Fuck Apex. I want to hear about Halo.
no, what I'm talking
Go
about the
ahead.
battle pass. Well, yeah, okay.
Well,
Well,
he was comparing the battle.
Yeah,
pass.
my bad. Go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
But I'm saying, as far as the battle passes, everybody's stepping up and saying that how they want it to be, and like, yo, it's a free to play, so they implemented a battle pass just like every other multiplayer. So I can understand that, but the only thing is missing is just a higher volume of challenges. Like Apex got so many challenges in it. It kind of like, okay, anybody can rank up because it don't just have like a small, you get what I'm saying? A small list. It has a wider list for different classes, different things you can do, for every player or whatever. So, but that developed over time, and I see why people are upset because they used to normal Halo CSR ranking and everything like that, but hey, man, it's not the same no more. But other than that, man, I'm loving it. The gameplay is fun. I really don't like rank too much because, the battle rifle is just seem like that's all they give you now. Like it used to be a battle rifle and a pistol. Like I don't know, man. It don't seem fun. Big team battle, you know what I mean? And Super Fiesta. So that's how I feel about it.
Logan.
I'm loving obviously the gameplay and the gunfights and stuff like that for Halo Infinite. Is absolutely like phenomenal to me. I think it's my favorite. I want to say Halo multiplayer game. I think before this one, the last one that I really liked and really enjoyed and sunk time into was Halo Reach. So I feel like this Halo, it mixes kind of old school style Halo, but then also kind of modernizes the combat and stuff. And there's a lot of like things that you can do with the movement and stuff to move really fast around the map that I really really enjoy.
Yeah. And
I think they made it a lot more like fluid, I would say, for a Halo game. Like it feels wonderful. I just wish that they would have. I mean, my biggest thing is I want to pick what game modes I'm playing. Like I don't know how we haven't figured out a way. Like yeah, it might be 2 weeks it's been out, right? Like how do we not just have a Slayer playlist? Like how is that not like a?
I mean, we temporarily had one.
Well, yeah, but it's Fiesta, and it's just like, dude, I feel like every time I play that, and like I get the appeal to Fiesta, like it's cool, but dude, I swear I get the shittiest guns every spawn, and I'm getting killed by an enemy team of 4 dudes with rocket launchers, like, and I'm over here with a plasma pistol, and so there's just like it's frustrating. Like you can't, there's no. It's just more chaos, where like Halo's about like map control and controlling the power weapons and making sure every single shot you get with the BR or the commando like hits. So like I like the Slayer playlist. I'm just not a big fan of Fiesta. For the battle pass, yeah, the battle pass needs tweaked. If you ever I'm about the only game that I've messed with battle passes with has been Call of Duty. And I feel like in Call of Duty you can, if you put the time into the game, like you can blow through like a battle pass like just normal play, like not even buying.
Call of
it.
Duty is $60, $70.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to like
you can't really like compare that.
Well, I that's the only battle pass like game that I've ever bought. So that's the only
buy the game and the battle pass, right?
But for
that's
me,
true.
yeah,
That's true.
like I've never bought the battle passes for Apex, or I think they have battle passes for pretty much any game that has an online component.
Well, all of them got it now. I
Yeah,
think Battlefield the only game that doesn't have it.
Yeah. If I think about it, yeah. So So my only experience with the battle pass is pretty much Call of Duty, but I still don't feel like that. I think I'm at 16 or 17 right now. In my progression, that's just from playing, a couple hours here, a couple hours there. So I don't feel like I'm moving as slow as what people are saying. But I do agree. Like the challenge, like the whole no matter win or lose, you're only getting 50 experience a match, which I think is kind of dumb. But now they did just go and change that to where it's like your first one's 300, and then it trickles down to like your sixth one. You're only getting after your sixth match, you're just 50. So they did kind of do some of the tweaking and stuff to kind of make sure you're getting like a bulk. But I still don't like that your performance
is not impactful.
What you do, like I could literally spawn in right to a match and not play and get the same amount of progress as somebody. I mean, obviously, other than like your challenges and stuff, which if you're not playing, you're not going to get your challenges. But I could just sit there and let my shit fly. Get through. Let it put my controller down, walk off, and I think that's gonna hurt. Like how the community's playing, because they're trying to. Oh, I'm trying to get my battle pass. So I had a couple matches when I was playing yesterday where there was just people just standing. They weren't playing at all. And so I'm like, are these dudes just like, are they really AFK, or are they just sitting there letting the game play out while they're going doing something else and just trying to get the experience to boost up their battle pass? Because it was just annoying. And then when you are in a game, it's not like Call of Duty where people can drop in and out of the games as you're playing. Essentially, if you don't have those four people, especially in ranked, if you don't have those four dudes, you're getting mopped every time.
Yeah.
Like you get overpowered instantly because it's only 4 versus 4 unless you're playing big team. And so you don't have a lot of room to lose that teammate or have that teammate not being played. So I think that your battle pass is not revolved around your performance, more of just a participation trophy, essentially. Is if they don't fix that, it's severely going to hurt like the whole entire community with Halo. If they don't get something that says, hey, if you do, your performance actually matters to what you earn, and do a roadmap with that. And I just don't. I get, it's a free to play game, but a lot of you have levels, you have different stuff like that in Apex. You can, you have ways that you can progress in your, what you do in the game, transfers over to what you get rewarded as, not just how much money are you putting into the game. And so they do need to tweak that. I don't know how they don't have just an XP system. Like when they made Halo, I mean, they've had XP systems since, I believe, Reach. I want to say Reach had something. Reach had like your ranks. Maybe, I don't know. I don't necessarily know if it was an XP, but like depending on how well you did, you got different like diamond tiers, gold tiers, stuff like that. And then 4 had your 4s when they brought in experience, 5s when they brought in experience. And then they had the Master Chief Collection that had like your levels and took everything that you did in that game and gave you, rewards and stuff for it. So how is, just because Halo Infinite's a free to play game, how did they lose that whole entire progression chain that they've done in other games? So it's just that part is a mess. I love Halo Infinite and I want it to live on forever, but they need to severely like rework their progression and their like reward system completely from the ground up.
Okay. All right. So I'm not gonna go that extreme. I don't think anything needs to be reworked from the ground up. This is the first. This is Halo's what? This is their first attempt at free to play. So a lot of this stuff is experimental, and it can tell as they get feedback, they're updating things almost immediately. And they've been reactive, and it's shown. The progression system, and they put a band-aid on it. I think it's good. I still think they need to do more, reward you for wins and reward you for obviously, dominating the kills. It is crazy. You don't even have to be like sort of like crazy amount. Like give me an extra, 25 XP for the dub. Give me an additional 20 XP for MVP or something like that, which I understand those concerns. So right now it's just more so, we want you to play, so we're gonna now progress you. First we were complaining that we didn't get enough. Now we're getting enough, and now it's like, well, it's not enough because now I'm not getting. We all still getting the same amount, which I get that. And if anything that we learned with all their updates, they're going to update it. They have, and it's already they have 3 significant changes since the launch of it. I agree. The lack of a dedicated playlist, is annoying because I do want to just play regular Slayer and Infection and stuff like that. I'm not going too hard because I know it's in beta form, and something tells me come launch, the modes are going to be there because they have achievements for dedicated modes that aren't available at this time. So that's why I'm not too going too crazy about that. As far as like cosmetics in the battle pass, now I'm not familiar with battle pass. I have not bought a battle pass. Halo's my first battle pass that I've participated in and actually are going towards. When I was playing Call of Duty, I wasn't paying attention to that shit. I thought it was a bunch of nonsense on my screen. I don't really play a lot of other free-to-play games, but the thing. But even with me not being the biggest recipient of free-to-play games, the one thing I did understand with free-to-play games, it was the cell phone model. Like for things that you want, you were either A, going to grind for it, or B, you're going to pay for it. So the thing about Halo, I think some of the criticism is just getting slighted. I was like, all right, so now you're really kind of forgetting what they're trying to do. The game, we got a great game. We got a great multiplayer game that's fun. The gameplay is tight. They got a decent amount of maps. Could have used more, yes. But at the end of the day, it is a quality game. And the problems we have, fair problems, is progression and XP, which they've been addressing. Right now, I can't wait to log on because I have a double XP card I'm waiting to use. But as far as like people talking about them like being predatory with the monetization, once Halo went free to play, at this point, it doesn't matter how much they charge for any of the stuff. At this point, like you shouldn't care. Like this is not to you, Logan, or anything like that. I'm not understanding why it's like, okay, it's a free to play, but now you want everything like a standard $60 game. Where okay, I would, a lot of people's complaints I would agree with if we paid $60 for this game and it was supposed to be a full-fledged game. But now that the game is free, now you guys heard me complain a lot of time. I would prefer it be a regular game. I don't like the free to play model. I don't like the free to play model, but now because it's here with us, it's free to play. I know it's gonna have the free to play annoyances, and I'm just happy that the free to play annoyances is limited to cosmetics. It's the clothes, it's whatever. So the thing is, people are like, oh, it's predatory. You gotta buy this, you can't earn everything, bro. They removed the most beneficial barrier to the game for. You don't have to pay for the game, and they can't make money by you downloading the game. They can only make money from the game if you buy things. So I think the monetization complaints kind of have to be put to bed. And like I said on Twitter, I don't care if they charge $100 for a shoulder pad. Because the game is free to play, they should be able to charge what they want, how they want for additional items in the game, because that's the model they adopted. That's the model that we've unfortunately accepted. So you can't expect everything in the game to be, in the free to play, I want to max out the battle pass. Remember, games like Call of Duty, you buy the game and you buy the battle pass. Like we can't expect to max everything out for a free. And remember, their season 2 don't drop until May. There's got to be grind. Now I don't it's multiplayer. Like I don't know what people play Destiny and all this. There's got to be some sort of grind. There's got to be some sort of incentive to want to buy something in this free to play game. There's all free to plays work this way. All free to plays work this way. You're either going to grind for it or you going to pay for it. As long as you can't buy a gun that makes you dramatically better than anybody else. If it's just looking like a damn colorful ninja with goggles on, I don't care how much that shit costs. Because it doesn't change. I'm going to die the same amount of times with that outfit on that I would if I'm going to be an ashy ass Spartan. It is what it is. Like, I think some of the complaints with Halo Infinite, and I don't know if it's just if you're a Halo player, and like and I don't want to make it seem like I'm going at you, Logan, because I'm commenting after you. If you're a Halo player, right, the core of the game is there. So a lot
go
of
after
issues.
Logan. Go after him.
No, because this is not really. It's not really Logan. I'm just re-pulling things I saw. On
Get
Twitter.
him.
Well, see, like I want to get this real quick here. Like, I don't like the buying the battle pass and the cosmic and stuff. I don't care about that stuff at all.
No.
Like that stuff don't bother me.
No, because I'm pulling
just looking
things
at
Twitter that I've been seeing. But go ahead.
Yeah, like a traditional ranking system. I don't know, when you look at
They still got that though.
like Call of Duty, like you don't have your level, 1 through 55, like that you mean, and you can get different unlocks and stuff, whether it be like an armor color, not even necessarily armor plates or stuff, but honestly, like you can't even like that's the only thing that I don't like that's being tied to like the battle passes. Like you can't even change the color of your Spartan unless you go through the battle pass.
But here's the thing, right? Now I'm gonna keep it real with you guys, right? Every Halo I played prior to this one, I was the whatever default Spartan you got. The only thing I usually changed was my Spartan tag, which was always been K23.
Hold on, can you play as like the Arbiter in this one?
No, they don't. No. It's just they don't even have like how like Halo 3.
I haven't played Halo in such a long time. I know there was one where you can play in the multiplayer as the.
You play Arbiter. Yeah. No, but that will be a paid skin. I bet it will be, and it's going to be. Same with Locke.
Smooth. By the way, Blessed Red said he wanted to hop in for a second to talk about it. I don't know, but Smooth is right. Like, this is the free to play shit. This is how this shit is designed. There's always drawbacks to free to play. This is just what you're gonna. This is what you get. You're not gonna get a $60 complete multiplayer game for a free to play game. They're gonna make some shit to where it's gonna incentivize you to want to pay for the shit, or you don't gotta pay for the shit.
Thing though, Chris, like you got $60 games that's doing it. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Why don't people even complain about that?
Right.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's facts. That's why everybody praised Ghost of Tsushima, because they dropped a free multiplayer with the game and no microtransactions in any of the cosmetics. But you still had to buy the game though. You still had to buy, so technically it's still a purchase, right? But with the only thing, this is what I want to ask, right? So all the other shit, I don't know anything about the progression. I don't play it, whatever. But what's going on with like the whole cheating situation that's going on?
Them bums on PCs. Blessed Red can answer that.
Hey, shut up. Shut up. Bro, I mean, they released a free-to-play game without anti-cheat. That's their goddamn fault. How you release a free-to-play game without anti-cheat? This is 2020. We're in 2021. Right. The fuck?
They should. I mean,
whose fault is it? if you leave the kid in the house by himself with no supervision, if they break something, whose fault is it?
Even with anti-cheats, they still can't stop cheaters though, bro. Like, come on.
I mean, yeah, but there's different types of anti-cheat. They could do like a kernel anti-cheat, which like games like Valorant have, which is like extremely strict. Like, it's like a program that runs on your computer in the background.
Yeah, and it kind of like it hurts some players in some cases as well, though. Them anti-cheats.
I mean, yeah, it could conflict with some other software, but I mean, they have to make it. This game has been in development for 6 years. They should have been ready creating it. I mean, that's not my fault. I'm not the developer.
Nah, I get it. I think they just gonna have to get around the software things going on in the Windows Store and all that type of stuff, bro. They should have.
When did they first announce that Halo multiplayer was going to be a free-to-play multiplayer?
Last year.
It was like last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, because I'm wondering, like, when did they make that decision internally? But I don't think we know.
I mean, probably a couple of years ago, but yeah, they.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they just was like, hey, you know
yeah,
what?
because it's been rumored. It's been rumored to be
like
free to
that
play
doesn't
for a
happen
while,
overnight.
though. It's been
Maybe
rumored to
2
be free to play.
years.
Because like even like if you so Smooth is saying it's been rumored for a while, then yeah, I think they should have been like I said, I don't know, I'm not playing the game, but from what I hear, like, you know, a lot of people are having problems with the progressions, but you know, everybody, like what you guys are saying that the gameplay there's nothing wrong with the game itself, right? It's just all the other shit compared to, I guess, other free to play games. But yeah, I don't know, but if it's been rumored for a while and they've been planning this for years, then yeah, they should have been better prepared, especially if they delayed it whole another year. But I don't know, but a lot of people are fucking with it, a lot of people are playing it, so you know.
Yo,
that's true.
It's the best. It's the best game out right now. It's the best game out right now. I don't know what else is currently
best
better.
Multiplayer.
Best multiplayer. And the campaign is a week away. That's just, yo, mark my words. It will be considered. Some people, other than me, there will be other people calling it Game of the Year. It won't win out no Keely Game of the Year.
Kofi.
I'm just saying.
I seen your boy Kofi.
It will be game. I'm ready. That trailer they just released. That trailer, the launch trailer, has me hyped.
Yeah, they hold his opinion high, so I don't know.
No, Kofi is critical of Halo, though. Like, we all can agree on that. He is critical of it, though. You know? That's all I'm saying.
It's definitely fun. Yeah, just the battle pass, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of skill-based matchmaking and like quick play and like if I'm playing casual, why do I have to play against sweats? I haven't played a match of ranked, but I'm playing against sweats. Yeah.
See,
I'm playing against
your level.
Play with me, bro, because when I
No. It would even out. I think it would even out between our skill levels. It will even out because
I got Bond in. Bond joined my game and yesterday, and he got to play a bunch of golds. Like if I'm not joining with a bunch of people that are diamond and platinum, I'm gonna if I have to join them, I'm gonna get my ass whooped. That's what I learned. But when I'm hosting the game and if I'm searching by myself or I'm playing with a bunch of people that are even on my level, I'm gonna get matched up with people that's paired just like me, and I'm gonna dominate them. And that's why I'm like, yo, I can't play with you guys until you guys calm down.
I don't know,
so
man.
it goes by the host. Okay.
I'm just not a fan of skill-based matchmaking, honestly. If I just want to play casually, if I'm good at the game, cool. If I want to be sweaty, I'll go into rank. That's the purpose of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If I want to play casually, let me play casually. The fuck? I don't want to fucking sweat. I don't want to like super try hard just to play a fucking quick play where I don't get anything for it.
Yeah, you gotta play with me.
I don't know.
You're not.
That's just me.
Stay away from those.
Because you know, Bless Red,
diamonds, man.
You know, we Rainbow Six Siege guys, so we know. You know, you want to play casual.
Halo
you go to casual.
Yeah, you play.
No,
casual.
but we talking about like how the rank in the casual matches are set up, and the same thing with Overwatch. Like I like how theirs is set up as well. So, but.
Yeah, that's just me. But that's not really. That's just that's a problem of skill-based matchmaking. I just don't care for it. But what I did hear, what BG said on Twitter, he said that the ranking system is not based off of wins or losses, is based off your performance, which is, if that's true, that's terrible.
I don't think that's terrible, because if I continue to play,
like, what the hell?
Like, because you want to play with people like close to your skill level?
Not even just that. Imagine playing capture the flag and never going for the flag. You're just getting kills, and you lose the game, but you rank up. That's terrible. That makes no sense.
Yeah,
you should be on any skill level though, bro.
Wait, so they don't give you extra XP if you win a match?
If it's not a challenge.
No, if it's not a challenge, no.
Like, I'm talking about just like straight playing the match and winning it.
So right now you get so before the update, so right now you get just 50. Well, not now because they changed it, but prior to the yesterday's update, you got 50 XP just for playing a game, and then any bonus that you would get for any challenges that you achieve during that game. But if you achieve no challenges, it would just be 50 XP per game. Now is something dramatic. It's literally like I think you start. It's 300 for the first game, 200 for the second and third, and then 100 for the fourth, fifth, and sixth, and then it's 50 XP for the rest of the way. So it's like sort of they got it now designed for you to like kind of to play at least 7 motherfuckers before you go off, and it's designed so that you can at least level up at least like once
a little bit
per
once.
Because I've leveled up twice since that update, and that one and that was yesterday. I went up 2 levels. I went from like 40 and I got off at like 42. So
damn, you're at 40.
Oh no! I started using my damn battle pass.
That's kind of rare for.
Yeah, he paid for that. He paid for the boosters.
I started using my battle pass boost after like 25. I started because the thing is when I was using my battle pass just to get certain shit, but I was playing the game wrong. You know, I didn't activate my damn battle pass until yesterday.
So you just got all that stuff.
So I just got all my shit, and I'm like, wow, right. I'm a freaking idiot.
Wait. Hold on. I bought the battle pass. You have to activate it.
You have to activate it. All right. Yeah, so what I did, you got the battle pass, and you got like the premium, the bundle thing. I bought the bundle, and I didn't realize. I thought automatic that's activating my battle pass, and I'm like, why and I didn't maybe realize I didn't have it activated. I was like, why don't I have the Mac was it 5.2 or the 7.2 outfit? You know how you get there's the first one that's there, and then you get the ninja one because of the event. And then the other one, it was still locked. I was like, yo, I got the fucking battle pass. Why can't I wear this shit? And I was like, I'm unlocking all this shit for this particular outfit, and I still can't equip it yet. And he was like, dude, you have the battle pass. You should be able to do it. And I was like, so I went to go attempt to buy the battle pass again. And I'm like, wait, so I went into the battle pass. It says activate. I hit activate, and on my screen changed. Pshing! I was like, oh. And then all this shit started coming, unlock. And I'm like, so I earned all this shit for my battle pass because I'm a level like 40, but I weren't utilizing or equip anything because I never activated.
Wait, so wait, you bought the bundle? Doesn't it give you like 25 levels off rip?
It does, but I didn't activate it until like
I bought the $10 one. Does that give me unlocks on the battle pass that I haven't gotten yet?
That just gets you the stuff that's locked in the battle pass.
Yeah. So I do got 20. The thing is that I didn't use it off the rip. Like I know people who got their level and then you just keep boosting it up until you have no more credits to spend and boost up. Me, what I would do is like I would play, get my I would play for like 10 levels and that would boost up like 2 or 3 if I saw something that, like, for example, there was a freaking visor that I wanted, but I needed to be like a level 35 for it, right? And I was like, well, I was at level 31. I was like, I'll just boost this up to level 5 and so I can equip it. And that's what I did. But that doesn't really, it's just, I only did that for like really the cosmetics that you can get and whatnot. Because everything else, like my freaking double XP and my XP grant, that comes like, I have to either earn it. I know when I used them prematurely when I first got the battle pass, but now every time I get it now, I have to hit like some sort of ranking milestone before I see those again. So I had hit, I activated my battle pass, which gave me an XP boost, and I was like, but by the time I was about ready to use it, I had already played 6 games. So I was like, nope, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow when that shit reset, and on my first game, get 600 XP for that shit, and that shit lasts a whole hour now. So yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I used the one like a day ago, and I leveled up like twice or 3 times. That was like the most ever in like a span of like 3 to 4, or like the span of 3 days. I will level up maybe like twice. So I did 3 days of leveling up in like one game session. So I was like, all right, well, that's something. But I don't know. I guess how do you get more of those? How do you get more of the double XP though? You have to pay for that, or is it on the battle pass? 'Cause I saw something else on the battle pass.
It's on the battle pass. XP grant, double XP is on the battle pass. So did you buy any initial? Did you buy I mean, I did some fuck shit. I bought like my excuse is I saved a whole bunch of money with Game Pass, so I didn't buy a game for damn near half a year. I can buy the Battle Pass. So I was just like, all right, it's just like me buying the game. So I bought the Battle Pass, and I bought the premium bundle, and so far I've gotten an XP grant, but I didn't know how to use it until like I activated late because somebody showed me how to use it. I didn't know what it did, but it's an automatic 250 XP
experience.
But you get that like I've gotten it once or twice, but I believe that's a part of the battle pass is the part of your as you go through the battle pass, it'll come up again. I think it comes up every potentially maybe every 10 levels if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But the one thing about it, right, as far as Halo and the whole progression system, people don't understand, at least during the event, when there's an event, there's 3 progression systems that you're working towards. You got your battle pass progression, you got your rank progression, and then you have your event progression to get if you're doing an event like you had to get to level 5 to get the in the event to get that
to get the armor,
the Kurai something armor.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I saw Alex talking about that on Twitter, where he was like, "Oh, why are basic game modes in Halo being put as events only, and then like, oh, we'll have this for event for like 2 weeks, and then shelve it for like months." It was Fiesta was a basic game mode.
Yeah, Fiesta it's a no mode. It's but Fiesta wasn't also. Here's the thing: when I first played Fiesta is never like an automatic thing. Because I remember Fiesta coming randomly in Halo 5, and it was timed. And I remember getting kills, and they'd be like, ah! It sounded like a bunch of little kids, and balloons would come from players when you kill them. That's what I know Fiesta for. So when I saw Fiesta come up, I was like, oh shit, they brought it back. But yeah, Fiesta is a mode because it did appear in previous Halos, but it's not like a permanent mode. Maybe it's still there in Halo 5 since Halo 5 is like so old now. But yeah, that's what's going to happen now. I don't see that. I understand why they did it, but Fiesta is random. It just allows them to do different things. It's not always going to be the same, mode. I hope like games like, for example, shit like Griffball and Infection aren't like events, and those should be regular modes. That would suck. I would be disappointed in that if that's going to be like those modes come back only as timed events. I don't think that should be the case. In my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Because, like, I like SWAT. Yeah. That's probably one of the game modes I like from Halo. I never played, like, a ton of Halo. I only played what I played on PC for multiplayer. But, yeah, SWAT's a cool game mode. So I don't want that to be an event. I want to just play that.
Yeah, it should be an option, like, out the gate day one. I think, though, to solve the problem, and I suggested this a couple of times, to solve people fighting for their challenges and whatnot, they have to do a Fiesta they have to do free for all. If you bring free for all back, which I'm pretty sure it's got to come back once the game launch. But if you have free for all, every individual player can at least tackle their challenges in that free for all going against everybody else. Like, and you don't have to worry about team morale, like trying to do the objective. Everyone has their own agenda, and free for all, and that's the case. That would be the best mode to do something like that. So,
yeah. I was gonna say, yo, that bullet magnetism and on the controller though feels bad, man. I'm trying to fight the good fight just using mouse and keyboard. It's rough out here.
Yo, wasn't BG and Bond saying that the DualShock 4 is actually the best controller for Halo right now?
I guess, I don't know. I mean,
smooth.
The controller is the best.
BG been playing with his. Remember, BG got 2 left hands, so
yeah. But BG he plays weird. He plays like that.
He plays claw. He plays claw.
Yeah, he does. So yeah. Nah, I'll probably still use an Xbox controller for that.
Yeah. So I've been playing and I actually noticed that's what I've been like. I've adjusted my settings. There was like some settings. Shout out to Resurrection. He showed me some settings from I think that he found on Charlie Intel. Controller for my sensitivity. And I've improved big time. So right now I got my settings right. I'm playing at 120 frames. But when that campaign coming out, I'm going back to like the 4K 60. But multiplayer, I'm playing at 120. It feels good. Got my settings, got my sensitivity right, and I've been having a blast. And it's already fucking 10 o'clock, man.
Big gains to accuracy.
Say it again.
Said big gains to the accuracy.
Yes.
Your accuracy score.
Yeah, my accuracy is much better. And the thing is that the issue I was having right with Halo Infinite is that all throughout Master Chief Collection and Halo 5, I had to teach myself how to use the battle rifle because I used default. I was using assault rifles for the most part of Halo. In multiplayer, it was assault rifle or pistol. Like I would avoid the battle rifle like a plague, but the problem was I would get owned by it, and I was like, and I don't know how to use the weapon. And so the thing is, and once I learned how to use the freaking weapon, you come to Halo Infinite, they nerfed it, and now it requires like 2 more bursts than your typical shot. And I'm like, I'm used to them dropping after 3 bursts. I was like, I've trained myself to tap to that, and aim up. Now you can't. It's not aiming up because the headshot, chest shot, and leg shot is all worth the same until you break the armor, and that's what
I don't like that.
That was doing me in the early parts of the multiplayer because see that achievement, I got that shit. Like I was so happy. And yo, my bad. The thing is, my favorite, my new favorite weapon in Halo Infinite, and I don't know how it's the Disruptor, that a little electric pistol, yo. That like. I've been on a tear with that thing. When I have that weapon, I'm guaranteed to get a killing spree. It's so low key. And it does additional damage. So it's an automatic kill from the grave if you hit them enough with it before they take you out. The Disruptor, and I'm getting the hang of that. What's that weapon? It's a one shot that with the stakes. What the name of that weapon?
Skewer.
The skewer. I'm getting better at that shit too. So like, but my favorite weapons in the game are the Disruptor, the Skewer, and the I love the Needler, but I feel like they nerfed it.
That Needler be doing me fucking dirty, bro. I cannot stand that shit. It's good, and then it's just terrible sometimes. I'm like,
Needler's a classic weapon.
Yo, I thought I was the only one that said they nerfed that shit.
They nerfed
it,
bro.
Like,
that
I
shit is
swear
nerfed.
they nerfed that gun, bro.
That shit is nerfed, bro. The Needler used to be the go-to in almost every. Once I pick it, it's automatic. I know I'm getting 3-4 kills out of the Needler off.
Not no more.
Off rip.
Not no more.
Like I'll lead my shots, and I'll miss, and then I'll hit them directly, and they'll be walking towards me, and they'll still like not kill. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because I feel like the Needler doesn't have the same homing like effect that it did in previous games.
And the plasma rifle is nerfed.
No, the
that
plasma
joint is
rifle
the
is
whack.
Yeah, that plasma rifle's ass.
I
hate that gun.
Because you can't disable vehicles with that shit no more, can you?
You can't do nothing with it. You can't kill nobody with it. I swear.
That gun is just basura. That shit is. I don't know, man.
I also did something for the first time yesterday. I shot. Sorry, so somebody was running towards the grenades. I shot the grenade and killed them in the process of going to the grenade. There's a badge for that, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know you could do some shit like that.
Yeah, shoot the grenade.
Yeah,
I saw. I'm watching fucking Halo 8, the HCS. Somebody just did that shit in the game. And one of the highlights, they were just shooting the fucking grenade back to spawn. Or some shit.
Yo, them championship, them qualifiers been good lately.
That shit's entertaining.
Yo, like I like the Halo 5 ones, but this one even more.
By the way, this map that we're currently on is my least favorite map. Like, I can't stand going on this map. Like, I have like a.
This is the least favorite.
This is especially during capture the flag.
What about the one in the hangar? That shit is dookie.
Are you talking about the one the interior place with the vehicles and shit?
Yeah,
I don't like that either.
So ass.
I don't like that one either.
That map is it's too big for 4v4 and it's too small for big team. It literally doesn't fit. Why did they put this in the game?
It doesn't work.
It doesn't make sense.
And I think it's there because of a couple modes that they're gonna open up when a game comes out. I think because it doesn't make sense to be that big.
Yeah.
There's also my favorite map is like I like the streets. I like the other map that where that was available, the outdoor map that was available in the flight. And then there's this other map that I've only done. It feels like it's the only other place I've done capture the flag on 4v4. Is that interior spot? That map,
aquarium or what?
Yeah.
The map that BG hates.
Yeah, that map. I feel like I know in and out. Like I know exactly where to go. I know where I'm going to do the most damage, and it's the only map I can win capture the flag on. It's the only map. It's the only time I'm useful in capture the flag if it takes place on that map.
The problem of that map is trying to give call outs because that shit is literally symmetrical. It's literally mirrored. So it's like call outs. Good luck with that. You just gotta remember. You know
what's funny though, the way call out works in this game because you can tell a lot of people played a whole bunch of fucking
auto control.
Yeah, because like
or whatever it's called. Go to A or go to C.
I'm like, where the hell are you talking about, yo? Where the fuck? You like B? Where I'm sitting like, and then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, they're talking about this. Okay.
Yeah, considering how much I don't play Slayer, I 100% understand that shit. Like, I definitely know where A, B, and C is on every goddamn map.
Yeah, man.
This shit is crazy.
Talking about this shit is making me want to play now. But yeah, man. Anything going on? Did we miss? There was a lot of stuff to talk about. Halo comes out next Wednesday, December 8th. 8 lane on the side is designed for Infinite. I believe what's going to happen though with Halo Infinite is that it's going to launch Tuesday night, December 7th at like 8 p.m. prime time. I think the December 8th is just for marketing, but they're gonna launch that bad boy, the campaign December 7th, 8 p.m. prime time. I believe that's what's gonna happen. And the review embargo lifts on Monday. So for that game, so the review should be coming out. We're gonna see what that's looking like, and yes, and then we got the Game Awards on Thursday. Next
Just want to say one thing. The Mangler is fucking nasty. That gun is fucking good.
What is the Mangler? Can you please describe it?
It's like that. It's a pistol that's just shoots. It's like it shoots nails and shit. It basically looks like it shoots nails, like a nail gun. That shit, you shoot once and you melee, they're dead.
I thought that was the Bulldog.
No, the Bulldog is a shotgun.
The Bulldog is a shotgun. You talking about the revolver pistol?
Yeah, it's like a nail gun. It looks like a nail gun.
Yeah. I thought that was the Bulldog, but you're right.
Are you talking about the one where it has like when he reloads it, he takes it out and he drops like 6 bullets?
Yeah, it's like a shotgun. Like it reloads like a shotgun.
I like that weapon. I do like that weapon too because you're right. It's a one-shot melee weapon. And I know exactly. And one of the maps that we play is a map that I keep drawing eyeball from. It's an outdoor map, and I know C is in a horrible location because there's what's the name? I gotta learn these map names. But it's the map where when we play eyeball, the opposing team always try to go to the tower to bring the ball up to
It's the map that was in the beta, right?
Yeah.
Fucking oh my god. The way these fellas be cheesing these oddball placements, bro, this shit be annoying as fuck.
The bar. You know how they chill at one map where they be at the bar behind.
Because it's a glitch spot. Because it's hard.
Yeah, it's a glitch spot right there. You can't grenade nobody right there.
Yeah, the shit bounces all over. It's like the invisible wall effect comes in.
Then you got the tower.
The tower's annoying because it's like just getting up there's a problem because if they can just gun you down coming in. But we found a way up there. There's a launch pad where there's a way you can just jump to get to the point that they're gonna be on that map where you don't have to go up the stairs and like.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. It's like a box in the front. I should have fucking been noticed that shit. That shit's useful.
But yeah, man, I mean, good show. Shout out to Dark Doc 1985 for coming through. He had a nice moment in the podcast where he kind of got the conversation going. So shout out to him. Shout out to Salty for stopping through. Bless, you're always welcome. And man, anybody got anything going on before we head out for the night?
Hey, who picture is that, Bless?
What?
Yo, why y'all
Profile
didn't want
picture.
to ask him what like these
Oh.
guys that be flip flopping, man? He never played the PS3. Like that's all I wanted to ask him that
Who?
time, bro.
Oh,
He's
you
like,
talking about Floki.
I never experienced these amazing games. Like,
Oh, I never
really?
played the PS3.
What the hell
Some
you
of
doing,
those
bro?
people.
Hey.
I mean,
I think
that
he's talking about
happens, bro.
Salty.
Ah, shit.
Nah, man, that don't happen like that. Not a
I've never
grown
played the
man.
PS3.
I mean,
Bro, bro, that shit happens, bro.
You did?
You never
I
played
never
No.
the
played.
PS3 smooth?
Never played the PS3 because the thing is,
Well,
I told myself I didn't need one. When it came out, the PS3 came out, the PS3 came out the same week as Gears of War. Now it was
smooth. That
$600.
Metal Gear Solid 4, God of War 3, like PS3
Yeah.
has
Oh,
some
yeah, Metal Gear
bangers,
Solid.
No,
man.
I'm sure they have
Last
some
of
good
Us.
games,
Birth of
but
Uncharted.
So what you want a Wii? Like,
no,
Yeah,
the
I
Uncharted
was
game.
I was exclusively 360.
oh yeah, see,
I mean, that makes sense, man. I mean, it is what it is.
I had a 360 and a PS3.
I only
Yeah,
had. I
that's what I'm
never. I
saying.
never.
I
owned
always
an
had
Xbox,
two
so-
I had a
consoles at
360,
least.
PS3, Wii, and a DS.
And didn't the PS3 didn't have in their controller? They didn't have vibration. I can never go to fucking.
No,
not have
I think
vibration.
Oh,
the
yeah,
original,
yeah,
bring it
the
back.
Yeah,
original
the
didn't.
PS3
Yeah.
had Rumble.
When it
but
first launched, it was like that, but they brought it back.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I know if that ever changed because I've like my cousin had the PS3 because he liked playing with. Was it MLB the Show? Yeah, man, MLB because he need
MLB the Show.
MLB the Show. My cousin had a
That's it.
PS3. I had a 360, so I had like access to these consoles and whatnot. But the thing is that there was like at that point I was so far gone into back then like I didn't know what was going on with Sony. I was like, do they even have like Xbox Live equivalent and shit like that? Like, yeah, and then back, you know what else? You know what else? That'd be the thing that would have made me get a PS3 is was the nail in the coffin. SmackDown was no longer exclusive. They merged SmackDown and Raw, but it was made by the SmackDown team. So I had a SmackDown equivalent for 360. And yeah, that's what I would have bought in the PS3 for. It would have been the new irritations of SmackDown. But by that time, SmackDown had been like now they've been doing like a universal game for both platforms instead of breaking them apart.
That PS3 controller was trash. Gotta say that.
I mean, it was kind of small.
Yeah, the DualShock 3 was not the best.
That shit was trash. No.
All right, guys. So I'm ready to get out of here, though. Shout out to the finest. Shout out to everyone who came through. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, man. As always, guys, Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. Make sure you guys check out my videos. I've been dropping videos. Y'all ain't been watching shit. But watch those videos because the views would help. Alrighty. I'm out of here. Logan, you got anything to say? You got any plugs?
Nah, not right now.
Not right
Maybe
now?
next week.
Maybe next week. All right, man. All right. See you guys next week. Peace.